Can't do it.
The segment most likely to get someone suspended, fired, or at least spending the night on the couch.
I will tell you a deeply personal story because I have a tendency to overshare.
Outrageous. Nastiest you've ever done. I'm talking about nasty.
Wow.
Mary Screw killed Donald Trump, Matt Spiegel, or Jimmy Butler.
I'm not going to answer that. It's stupid.
Which category do you click on that would horrify your life?
What's the question? I feel like this is like a setup.
I have to answer your question. You can't do it.
I don't know.
You shouldn't do it.
It's a very negative question.
I have a question. Yes. In these conjugal visits, you can have sex with women?
I don't know that I really want to answer that. What's your question?
I'm your huckleberry.
I'll answer the question.
This is bad radio and it's not appropriate.
Why do we never get an answer when we're knocking at the door?
Can't do it.
Playing for passes to Joe Madden's charity event.
Oh, that's very cool on the 2nd of September.
And Sport Clips haircuts. You could search Joe Madden at eventbrite.com to get all of the information there. You guys know how the game is played. 312-644-6767. No proprietary information. If it's been asked and answered before, we can say asked and answered. One question to one person. No follow-ups. The goal is to get us to say,
can't do it.
Let's go to Tony on line 1. Tony, you're on Can't Do It on the Score. Who's your question for?
Tony, you're first up. You there, Tony? Oh, it's too bad.
That's unfortunate, Tony. You missed your chance. Let's go to Sam in Rockford. Sam, who's your question for?
My question is for Matt Spiegel.
Okay.
Including to, but not limited to, happy endings, how many times have you paid for sexual contact?
Starting right off with a bang here on America's favorite segment. Can't Do It is the segment. You're asking me how many times I've paid for, and you're including.
It's including massages.
Yeah. Under 10.
10.
Oh, I said under 10.
Under 10.
Oh, under 10.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay.
In my life?
Asked and answered.
46-year-old man.
Asked and answered.
It's been a long life. You're including,
Yeah.
just a version of of massage that is accepted in lots of countries around the world.
Sure. Asked and answered.
No timeline was requested, which I appreciate.
Russ in Burr Ridge. Who's your question for?
Oh, my question is for Jay, but first I just want to say in your parody song, Danny,
yeah,
you clearly did your best. You could not have done any better.
Thank you. We'll be replaying that in the 12 o'clock hour, so stay tuned for the re-air.
I will.
Thank you.
Okay, Jay.
For Jay Zawaski.
I'm here.
Jay Zawaski. What is Taco Girl's name?
Yeah, can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Taco Girl came up the last couple of weeks?
Yes. Do I need to explain Taco Girls?
Please.
Can I whiteboard it? For the few people that don't listen to my hockey podcast, for the couple dozen of you, I have a theory that there's a local taco place near my old house where the girl has a thing for me a little bit. And it's sort of taken on a life of its own. And then suddenly she inquired about podcasting, so I had to stop talking about it. And her name is so unique that if I say it, I'm completely exposed.
Well, yeah, Taco Girl is a unique name.
Right, but I think he wants her legal name. That's not her birth name, I don't think. I think she had it changed, actually, to Taco Girl.
To Taco Girl.
So if I say her name, it will totally give me away, and I won't be able to go back there again, and that's not an option.
Luke in Dyer, Indiana. You're on Can't Do It. Who's your question for?
Hey, it's for Parkins. First time caller, long-time listener.
Long-time listener. Appreciate it, man.
Question for Parkins is, if you had to sleep with a current member of the Chicago Cubs' wife, who would it be?
Oh, a Cubs player's wife? Who would I sleep with? I haven't seen all of them, to be 100% honest. Anthony Rizzo's fiance is very attractive. I would go with Chris Bryant's because, like, me and Chris Bryant are so different. He lived in Vegas and has never gambled or drank, so I wouldn't assume that we'd have much in common. So I'll say Rizzo. I've met Juliana Zobrist. Lovely lady. 312-644-6767.
Apparently not lovely enough.
Rob in Hoffman Estates. I was like going through my head of like, how many can I even picture? Rob in Hoffman Estates. You're on Can't Do It. Go.
Hey, Spiegel.
Yo.
What specifically attracts you to Jason's wife?
She's a beautiful face. Lovely person and a beautiful face. Good smile. Thank you, Rob.
Loves the smile. Garrett in Lafayette. No, I haven't. No, I did meet her one time. Very briefly. Who's your question for, Garrett?
My question's for Spiegel.
Yeah.
Spiegel, tell me what the most irritating thing that Parkins always says, and it cannot be micro and macro.
I do say that a lot.
Verbally?
I contain multitudes.
When he says, that's fantastic, or that's amazing.
Nice.
So declarations of things as being fantastic or amazing.
Okay.
Would be
not generous today, Spiegel.
That's not even that critical. It's just we all have our things. Count count those along the way for me.
Babe.
Babe, do I say babe a lot?
You say babe a lot.
On air?
Yeah, on air, off air. Yeah.
I think you already called Schuster it today.
I did call Schuster babe. I like babe. Because my brother once called me babe, and he said, "It is babe, isn't it, babe?" And there's something about that I really like. I don't know.
I think it's super condescending.
Do you really?
Yeah, kind of.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you're over here.
Sport.
And I'm over here.
Oh, my God.
I know
I'm surprised that it comes off that way.
But
yeah.
I know you don't mean it that way.
No, I think there's a lot that I do and say that comes off really condescending. What? That I don't. I know. And there's so much that I do not intend that way. I just have like a presentational style of conversation that people think is condescending. So what can I do?
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
I think calling someone babe is inherently condescending.
Oh, you do?
I don't think you do it in a condescending way.
Oh, okay. I don't think okay.
You think if I call my wife babe, it's condescending?
That's different.
Oh, that's different.
Yes.
You got a lot of rules on this.
No, he's not calling me babe like you would call your wife babe.
That's true.
How do you know?
See, I just genuinely think it's loving to call people babe. It's kind of fun to call people babe.
I prefer sugar or never mind.
How about
go with
sport,
champ,
bud,
squirt, chief?
Hey, Tony's back. 312-644-6767. Go ahead, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
I'm back. I'm going to give Campy a little love here. Campy, a couple of weeks before Mitch Rosen is declared clinically insane, he declares you a new midday co-host, and he says you have to zap Parkins or Spiegel. Who's it going to be?
I'll go with Spiegel because he's had more run.
Oh, Campy, you and I also have a lot more in we love the league.
Yeah.
We love 90s comedies.
This is true. Yeah, we have more in common, but I'm trying to be as mildly objective as I can, and that's probably that Spiegel's had the tenure.
Yeah, that's true. He does have a kid to
Put him
support.
out to pasture.
Put him out to pasture. Sorry, Tony. I was supposed to hang up on you when he answered
See,
the
thing is, the kid argument gets used against me all the time because I'm the whipping boy of the segment, so I'm not going to use it against everybody else.
I appreciate that.
That's like, didn't I say I was gonna kill Rosner and not you just because Barry had a longer run?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'd rather work with him, but he is going to die soon.
Yeah, he's going to die sooner, so I might as well just throw him. Plus, he'd probably enjoy it. He'd probably appreciate it.
Put him out of his misery? Is that what you're going for there? Oh, man. 312-644-6767. The segment is brought to you by Spot Hero. And finally, here's a way you could save time. Use Spot Hero anytime you park downtown. First-time users can enter the promo code CITY for $10 off. Spot Hero, park smarter.
That's amazing. It's fantastic.
I didn't even know I did that. I did not even do that. But that's amazing that you pointed it out. Drew in Elgin, who's your question for?
Hey, Parkins, this is for you.
Okay.
So I want to know which of your family or friends have made racist or questionable remarks, and if you've had the guts to challenge them on it right then and there, and who you haven't, and what their first name is.
Okay, well, first of all, that was like 16 questions. I will answer the question. My grandfather is racist, and we disagree politically. You could search my Twitter, actually, and if you go to the 2012 presidential election, if you care enough to, I live tweeted watching the Obama re-election over Mitt Romney with my grandparents and their other old Fox News loving friends, and it was glorious because they thought that there was no shot that Obama was going to win that day. And there's been discussion of like if I'm going to get a smaller percentage of the inheritance from the grandparents because of political disagreements and all of that stuff. They love me, all of that, but yeah, we have had some hardcore political talks, and some of it has been along the racist line. I don't know. I hope that satisfies your question, but yeah, I do generally call it out.
I think it satisfied the question, yeah, because
when I see
you've got disagreements and you might not get some inheritance from it.
Yeah. It was, man, my grandfather is so smart and just so backwards in so many ways. But, it is what it is.